We've been hearing about Brandon Nimmo and Cody Bellinger all offseason long for the Toronto Blue Jays, but they might also be in on Andrew Benintendi. So we'll break down that interest. And Alek Manoah, he calls out Gerrit Cole. We'll have that and much more coming up on Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside co-host Nick Gosse. We want to thank you all for the support that we've been getting. It's just been unbelievable, and couldn't have done it without you guys. But I hope you'll all be supporting Team Canada tomorrow for their first World Cup game in 36 years. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Support Canada. And like you said, the support has been unbelievable. 84.8% of you guys who are watching right now are not subscribed. So if you enjoy the content and you enjoy the daily content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And like you said, good luck to Canada and all the other teams in the World Cup. We have a lot to get into today. We're going to start with the first thing. Let's just get right into it, which is Andrew Benintendi to the Blue Jays. Now, like Peter said in the intro, we've been talking a lot about Bellinger, a lot about Nimmo. But we have another name that has popped up a little bit recently. So this was from an Athletic article. And it asks a reporter or insider, could you see the Jays looking at Benintendi in free agency? Basically goes on to say it's possible. Benintendi's left-handed hitter, makes a lot of contact and doesn't strike out often. Solid defender in left field. He's an everyday player, and he's only 28 years old, so presumably looking for a long-term deal. If the Jays are pursuing him, it would probably have to be in tandem with a deal to move away one of Lourdes or Hernandez. Now, obviously, this was made I think like the day before the Hernandez trade was made. So this opens up a spot, which is why we're bringing it up now. It opens up a spot for Benintendi, and he says that there was interest. We also have this from Ben Nicholson-Smith saying the Blue Jays had some interest in Benintendi at the 2022 trade deadline, so there's no reason to rule his possibility out. But with 3 starting outfielders and multiple DHs in the mix, Blue Jays might have to work at a trade before they look to appealing to the 28-year-old. Best guess, Blue Jays will have some interest. So it seems like the Jays will definitely have some interest this offseason in Benintendi. And Peter, I'll just get your initial thoughts on Benintendi and what he could bring to the Jays.
He can hit. He can hit. That's pretty much it. He doesn't run fast. He's not a very good fielder. He can't play center field either. So I don't know how much interest the Jays are going to have because they are looking for a pretty complete outfielder to kind of mold into that center fielder, that starting center fielder that they're looking for. So yeah, maybe they could go after Benintendi, but I don't know what the price tag's going to look like. He's just coming off an All-Star year with the Royals, traded to the Yankees at the deadline. Of course, the vaccination status doesn't really matter anymore, so he'll be able to play in Toronto if they were to sign him. But I don't know if he's the ideal fit. Yes, he's a lefty hitter, doesn't hit for much power. He'll hit 290, 300 for you, but I don't know. I think there are better options available on there, and most notably, Bellinger and Nimmo are better options.
I don't know about Bellinger being a better option based
Well,
on past
he
few
plays
years.
center field.
But
He plays
yes,
center field.
if the Jays are looking for a center fielder, then yeah, obviously Nimmo is the number one option, and then it just depends whether they're looking for a corner outfielder or center. I'll pop up his stats here. So this has been Benintendi since 2016. Obviously, last year had a phenomenal year. Slowed down a bit with the Yankees, and like you said, he doesn't hit for power. He only had 9 home runs the whole year, 8 home runs the whole year. He gets on base at a pretty high clip. And he hits for average, gets some extra base hits, doesn't have much power, but has been a pretty steady hitter his whole career, besides that one outlier year in 2020. He only played 14 games that year. So every year he's been healthy. He's been a solid hitter. And that's another thing. His health has been pretty good. He's been a pretty durable player. And I don't know, it's an interesting name. He's not as good of a fielder as Cody Bellinger, obviously, but he's been a much better hitter than Cody Bellinger the past couple of years. So then the question brings up, what would they rather? And I know a lot of our fans, and me personally, I would rather Benintendi than Bellinger. And I know you kind of take the other side. So I guess I'll let you before the comments start getting mad at you for talking about Bellinger. I'll let you say your 2 cents.
Yeah, Benintendi can hit, and that's pretty much all he can do. He's coming off an All-Star year. He hit over 300 for the Kansas City Royals. Struggled a little bit in New York when they traded him over there, but he doesn't field the ball very well. He doesn't hit for much power, and he doesn't run very fast either. So you're bringing him in. He's going to play one of the corners. That keeps George Springer in center field, or you have to look to trade Lourdes Gurriel, and I don't think he's a better option than him at this stages in their careers. So, yeah, I think Bellinger is a better option because he can play center field, and he can keep George Springer healthy. If you move Springer over to right field, that's what you need out of a right fielder. A guy who hits home runs, who has power, who can cover some ground. That's what you need. And Benintendi can't really fill a hole in center field that we have right now. So I don't think he's the right fit for this team. Although he does kind of fit the bill as a left-handed hitter who doesn't strike out too much.
Yeah, and we don't have that many high average hitters on our team. A lot of them are power. Obviously, you have a few, Bo and Vladdy. But I guess the question this kind of comes down to is whether Springer's going to be playing center field. Because if you bring in Benintendi, you slide Benintendi to right field. If you kept your lineup as is now, with Lourdes in left and Springer in center. And honestly, I kind of agree. That's not much power between left and right field, especially with Lourdes' power kind of seeming to disappear a bit. But I'll pop up this. I know you're not a huge fan of Savant, but we're just going to pop it up. Look at his spray chart as well. It's one thing he does do well. He pulls a good bit, which obviously will help with the shift being banned. But he kind of hits the ball all over the field. He's a pretty complete hitter minus the power. And like you said here, average sprinter, average outfielder completely. And he has some good bat to ball skills. And that's the thing. He doesn't chase very much. He walks a fair bit and he doesn't strike out. So exactly what you said is right. And it just depends what kind of hitter they're looking for. Bellinger obviously has a higher ceiling. It depends if he could, if they need a center fielder and they're strictly looking for a center fielder and they're concerned about Springer's health, then I guess, well, Nimmo is definitely the best option, but Bellinger would probably be the second best option. But if they're looking for a complement in right field, I could see Benintendi being an option. But I would have rather them trade Lourdes, keep Teo in right for the power, and then have Benintendi in left. It would have worked a bit better. But
yeah,
it's all a hypothetical at this point. And I'm curious to see if they go for him.
Yeah, it all depends on the price tag too, because like we said, he's coming off an All-Star year. He's gonna want a long-term deal. He's probably gonna want $15 to $20 million a year, and I'm sure he deserves it. Some team will give it to him, but there are better options out there for that price tag. He doesn't do anything exceptionally well. He does have great bat to ball skills, though. He'll hit for a high average. That's pretty much it. He doesn't offer much more. Like I rather take my chances with the Lourdes Gurriel in left field because the power potential is there and the arm strength is there. And we've seen what Lourdes Gurriel can do. I just think there are better options out there than Benintendi, but I wouldn't hate it if they picked him up either.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'd rather Nimmo, and I think Nimmo is kind of the goal, or I guess Bellinger as well, depending on where you stand with that. But we'll keep you updated on that, and maybe a resolution will come in the coming weeks or so, or coming days, depending on what happens with the Bellinger and Nimmo situation. Speaking of pitchers, we're gonna get into Manoah calls out Cole. This was pretty funny yesterday on Serge Ibaka's podcast. If you're a Raptors fan out there, that used to be fun to watch. Still is fun to watch. But I'll pop up a clip in case you guys haven't heard it or seen it, and it has the audio, so I'll just be quiet for a second while I pop it up.
Story in baseball history?
Yeah.
Cheater?
Yeah.
Gerrit Cole.
Gerrit Cole, what he did?
Yeah, he cheated. He used a lot of sticky stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the clip. He basically just calls out Gerrit Cole, calling him a cheater, and he loves stirring the beef. We have the Vladdy saying he wants to, he hates the Yankees, and now we have this with Gerrit Cole. It seems like we have a full on rivalry here. Not that we haven't before, but it's even more juiced up.
Yeah, sign him to a lifetime deal. That's what I gathered from this video. Keep Alek Manoah in Toronto. Keep this rivalry going. Keep hating the Yankees. I love all of it. It's just music to my ears as a Jays fan.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious, and you love to see it. A bit of nothing too crazy, a bit of friendly, I guess, competition. No. Cole probably takes it personally, but I want Manoah. We've said this every time we bring up Manoah. Obviously, we haven't talked about Manoah much recently because he's not really at the center of any trade conversations, of course. We want him locked up long term, and I'm hoping him or Vladdy are the first ones we lock up long term. And this comment kind of solidifies all that, and it was hilarious. He didn't have to say that, but he just straight called out Gerrit Cole, and whether he uses the sticky stuff or not, which he surely does, it was a funny comment. But yeah. Do you have anything else to say on that, or do you want to move on?
I mean, it's funny. Alek Manoah is a character. You see it every time he goes out there and he pitches. I mean, he just loves all the chaos. He's one of the first ones on the top step of the dugout, even when he's starting. So he's just that type of guy. He loves all the fire. He loves all the competitive aspects of baseball, and I mean, couldn't be happier to have him.
Yeah,
that's Jay.
It's the kind of player you want to have on your team. We'll move into the third topic now, which is news, very recent news, as of probably 25 minutes ago. It's some Rogers Center renovations. Now, there's been some stuff going along the past week or so, but we finally got some official news, I guess, regarding it. and I'll pop it up now, which is after 35 days of demolition, 2.2 million pounds of materials have been recycled. All 17,000 seats in the 500 levels are removed, and you can kind of see there the big changes. And I'm hoping the Rogers Center, I love it. It was getting a bit stale for fans. That's what they've been saying online and stuff like that. Do you have any major complaints from your times at the Rogers Center?
Well, I was there for the playoff
Yep.
series against the Mariners, so my last, I guess, memories in the old, non-renovated Rogers Center is going to be that collapse. But the 500 section, it was just a great vibe in the playoffs. You got to experience the game with all the other fans that are around our age, and it was just a great experience. And then I sat in the 100 section the next day, and that was also a great experience. So it was really cool. It's always a great experience, I find, at the Rogers Center. A lot of people tend to disagree, but there's nothing better than when the roof is open on a hot summer day and there's just 9 innings of baseball right in front of your face. I mean, nothing better than that for me.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. The fans are obviously, our fans are phenomenal. I'll pop it up one more time
Yeah.
just so you guys can have one more look there if you haven't seen it. I'm excited to track the progress of this, and obviously these pictures now don't show a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. They're kind of just minor updates, but once they actually, once we get the full, once it's fully renovated for next season, I'm sure it'll look really good. And I've seen some, some like prototypes there, and it's looking really good. And I'm excited to see that because any changes,
I'm
welcome.
excited too. I'm really excited to see the finished product. I think they're gonna go with like a lighter blue for the
Yeah.
seats. That could be cool. I'm not sure what exactly the full plan is. I mean, if it'll come to fruition for them, but I know that there's not going to be any balls that go into the bullpen anymore, or balls that a fan can't get in the bleachers. So that's going to be cool. It's going to upgrade the fan experience for sure, and I can't wait to go to a game next year.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to most out of that. And thank you guys so much for the support. I think we're at 3,200 subscribers now, which is just unbelievable. We're on the road to 4K, and then after that, maybe 5K, but we'll stay focused on 4K for now. And thank you guys for watching. It means the world, all the support, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.